When he comes to Utah, he said, I never in my life thought I'd be successful in the NBA, and yet look at what he has achieved. Incredible.
Clarkson lets it fly, and it's another three. That's 8 for the Jazz.
It feels like Utah is quicker to the basketball, quicker up the floor. Mike Schneider likes to say Rudy is our catalyst on both ends.
Utah, meanwhile, will improve to 15-4. This will be 11 consecutive wins, 4 shy of tying the franchise record. Utah offensively was just way too much.
Any more from Draymond Green?
No.
I guess no. Okay, we'll move on with Jazz Rewind then. I want more. Stumbling in Denver Sunday, the Jazz were dominating the competition before that during their 11-game win streak. Even back-to-back games against the Jazz didn't help the Mavericks figure out how to slow them down.
Yeah, not only that, the Jazz were faced with the challenge of playing those games without 2 key players, Donovan Mitchell and Derek Favors. Didn't seem to be a problem at all, though.
Boy, has he fit like a glove with this franchise. Why not? He's got the record. Back-to-back threes. Joe, you own it, my man.
With Donovan Mitchell out, Joe Ingles provided a lift offensively. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in that win. 2 of 4 from 3, including that shot, which breaks the franchise record for threes. That's right. Joe moves past John Stockton with his 846 3 in a Jazz uniform. Joe did in 7 years what took John Stockton 19.
It's just great to see him get some individual accomplishments, because I think a lot about Joe goes unsaid or unnoticed. His value to this team is tremendous. And so for him to get some personal accolades actually is pretty tremendous, and I'm super happy for him.
Another player who stepped up in the absence of Donovan Mitchell was Bojan Bogdanovic. He had one of the best games in a Jazz uniform Friday night. A season-high 32 points, 17 of them came in the third quarter. He was 7-11 from 3, which is crazy good. Seems like Bojan has found his shooting touch again after that slow start to the season.
The way that he plays and the way that we play are a great fit.
Tonight he was himself, and it makes us a lot better when he's aggressive like that.
Rudy did a great job last game, so they kind of changed their defense and tried to protect the rim more. So we had a lot of wide open threes.
We mentioned who stepped up with Donovan out. Who would step up in the place of Derek Favors? Well, Friday night it was Juwan Morgan. He came off the bench and gave the Jazz a huge lift, especially in the second half. 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting. He made 2 threes and also pulled down 7 rebounds. And on defense, he had 3 steals. Mie Oni also gave the Jazz 11 good minutes off the bench.
What Juwan was able to come in and do, and Mie as well, they just, they gave our team life.
Goes to show, like, the coaching staff from top to bottom, just always keeping guys ready, and also just talking like the guys that play a lot, Rudy, Mike, those guys, just keeping that confidence in us to go out there and do the things we show them every day in practice.
Got to just continue to play. Obviously Donovan is the catalyst for lots of things that we do, but I don't think there's any magic involved. Everybody's got to be aggressive still. We need to play the same way. We just don't have, a really, really good player out there.
Back out, Ingles fires up the 3. Left hand, splash it home, Joe. About 3 early bounds last night. Ingles back to work, and he's riding the waves of a 9-game win streak. Good look, bang. The pocket pass beautifully. The high lob, put it down.
Yeah, I love the steadiness of play right now for the Jazz. And I love that guy right there, Bowler.
Wow, Clarkson back to Joe. Lob it up, put it down.
Bowler, flame on. Jordan Clarkson getting hot. It's getting hot in here, Bowler.
Flame on, play on.
The red-hot Jazz. Wednesday night was a big test for the Jazz. They just played a tough game Tuesday night against the Knicks. More on that in a moment, where the Jazz had to battle back from a double-digit deficit to keep that win streak alive.
Yeah, you thought that with Luka Doncic in town and Donovan Mitchell out with the concussion that the streak might be in jeopardy, but that was not the case. Donovan's scoring absence was quickly absorbed by a trio of Jazz players who each recorded season highs in points. Jordan Clarkson led the way off the bench with 31 on 11 of 21 shooting, including 4 3-pointers. Rudy Gobert, he was an imposing presence in the paint. Dunk after dunk, the Mavs had no answer for him. Gobert throwing in 29 points, highlighted by an impressive 7 of 11 from the free throw line. And then Joe Ingles, who got the start in place of Donovan, made a career-high 7 3-pointers to finish with 21 points and 8 assists.
really feel like we're playing for, something bigger, and, and that we're on a mission. It's on us, the leaders, to make sure that we lead the charge, and we make sure that everyone stays locked in.
With Donovan and Derek Favors out with injury, the Jazz needed Rudy Gobert to play like an all-star, and boy, did he ever. His best all-around performance of the year. He dominated the Mavericks, 29 points, 20 rebounds. He also added 3 blocks and 3 steals.
Rudy's big game puts him in an exclusive club with Carmelo, so let's dig into the vast archives at KSL Sports to bring you the last Jazz player to record at least 25 points, 20 rebounds, and 3 blocks, and you see him right there. That was indeed the mailman. He did it against the Blazers in the 1991 playoffs. His final line, 30 points, 21 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
Also remember that game against the Mavericks for Royce O'Neal and his alley-oop dunks. This one from Ingles made it 89-67 in the third quarter, and please, sir, may I have another? Mike Conley delivers a lob to Royce for another jam. This one made it 95-71 in the third quarter.
Last time out, the Jazz opened up strong in New York, led by 18, lost by 12. Royce O'Neal straight away. He'll pump up the 3 ball and throws it home. Never picks up the dribble. Off the glass, a putback by Gobert. High lob pass. Rudy.
That's just pretty. All you can do is stand and watch if you're the Knicks, because you're not getting up there in that space.
Gonna run it to the rack, reverse it, count it, and one. How?
Well, this is the Jazz we've been waiting for.
The rewind continues before the Jazz crushed the Dallas Mavericks in back-to-back games. They had a scare Tuesday from the New York Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks had beat them already once earlier this season. They had a 15-point advantage over the Jazz in the first half of this game as well.
Austin Rivers, he's got something against the Jazz. Came off the bench, and he played like Steph Curry. Remember, Rivers hurt the Jazz in that loss in New York. He picked up right where he left off. He was 10 of 10 from the field, 5 for 5 from 3. He scored 25 points in 12 minutes. The Jazz had no answer for him, but they bottled him up in the second half. Rivers was shut out in the final 24 minutes. Thank goodness for them.
This wasn't a game where we had as much energy, I think, as we wanted. We were trying to run, so it was just a really, really good effort. And, we did a lot of good things that didn't show up on the scoreboard. And sometimes it's like that. And people talk about winning ugly, and tonight ugly was really pretty.
Well, the Jazz turned things on defensively in the second half, holding the Knicks to just 12 made baskets and just 13 points in the fourth quarter. That's when the Jazz would pull away. During one stretch in the fourth, Royce O'Neal scored on 3 straight Jazz possessions. He had a team-high 20 points, which is his career high. He was 7 of 12 from the field, including 2 of 5 from 3.
He made really, really good decisions on offense.
Cutting to the basket or finding teammates. Guys were finding me, as I was open. It was just moving the ball. So